let me introduce myself. My name is Kristina Flathers. I'm head of library services for the entire organization, but I do sit up in Delaware. And in Delaware, we also have Richard James and Anne Ferrari as librarians. So the terms I want to talk about are how we describe publishing models. So the main three models you're going to hear about when you're going to publish your article are going to be open access, which is also called green. We have hybrid, which is also called gold, and it's Elsevier that really uses the terms green and gold, but they're the largest publisher in the world. And then there's the traditional subscription model. So when we talk about this, green is that open access model that really kind of came about as an agreement between multiple publishers and international societies and universities in 1996. And the whole idea was that we were going to increase access to scientific innovation, that there was going to be a more egalitarian approach to accessing the scientific and medical literature. This has really taken root in a bunch of different ways. The NIH has grabbed onto this as part of their NIH mandate with how quickly journals now have to publish your funded article. Went from 12 months to 6 months, and now it's immediate. It has also kind of turned a corner and become a tool of more predatory journals where they're making money off of it. So open access has really evolved over the years. Then we have our hybrid journals, and these are the journals, they started out as traditional model journals and have added on this open access piece. And it started as a way for journals, A, quite frankly, to make money, but B, we see it with a lot of even our internal authors that have international or multinational collaborators, because they want people who helped to do the research and write the article to also have access. We see this a lot out of research. It doesn't happen on the purely clinical side as much. It happens on the bench research side more. The hybrid journals are really where we're getting hit with fulfilling the NIH requirements, where there's no embargo. And then again, we still have the traditional subscription model. This is the NIH current policy, and this has been brought up a lot in the last few weeks, which is why I was so happy to talk about this today. So what is happening is the NIH public access policy changed in 2024. It became the rule on July 1st of 2025. So now your articles cannot sit in an embargo anymore. So if you're choosing to publish in a traditional subscription model, they're now going to offer you that gold open access hybrid model where you have to pay. And we've reached out to several publishers. It seemed up pretty much through the end of 2025. A lot of the journals, a lot of the publishers, even Elsevier, were giving space and not kind of forcing people to pay, and that has now changed. So if you have that NIH mandated article, I think that DE-INBRE articles land underneath that, the Excel articles land underneath that, because they do have NIH funding behind them. You now have to pay. We provide a certain level of publication support through the medical libraries at Nemours. We have something called GOALS. It's grants for open access through library services. And those are for those purely open access articles. The idea for the GOALS was to help people who were first-time authors, really early career authors, new postdocs, fellows, residents, to get that first kind of taste of publishing, because most of those land in open access. We can't really do these hybrid, or we don't do the hybrid journals under GOALS. There's a little bit more detail in here. So which journals or publishers currently deposit. So you can go into this. There's a PMC journal list that will tell you who drops directly into it. We have found a small number of open access journals that don't charge fees. So we can help you find those. The library can help you find journals that you can publish in. We can run a search that doesn't have any of these hybrid journals. It's purely open access if you want to seek funds from us. And then I wanted to know if you had any questions for me. You can reach out at any time to ask a librarian. It's medlibrarians@nemours.org. And you can just search NIH Public Policy Overview and it'll pop right up in Google for you. But let me know. I know that was a quick 5 minutes, but let me know if anyone has any questions or concerns. I'm happy to help.